Imagine standing alone on a deserted train platform at night, waiting for a train that never seems to come. You hear the faint whistle in the distance, the sound of wheels clattering on the tracks. But when you turn to look, there's nothing there. Tonight, we'll explore 7 ghost train stories that will take you on a journey into the unknown. These are not just tales, they're experiences that have left even the most skeptical people questioning reality. Are you ready to board this train into the paranormal? Number 1. The Ghostly Conductor. One of the most well-known ghost train stories involves a spectral conductor who appears on a specific route, often without any warning. Witnesses have described him as an older man dressed in a full conductor's uniform, complete with a hat and a pocket watch. He walks down the aisle, checking tickets, nodding politely, before vanishing into thin air. But who is this mysterious figure, and why does he continue to haunt the train? One famous case is that of George Bradley, a conductor for the Louisville and Nashville Railroad, who tragically died in a train accident in 1867. Passengers and train operators still claim to see Bradley working his route, making sure everyone is safe before disappearing. Some have even had conversations with him, only to later discover that he's been dead for over 150 years. Could George be reliving his final moments, unable to let go of the job he loved? Or is there another reason he continues to ride the rails? If you ever encounter him, check your ticket twice, because you might just be traveling on a train that's already crossed into the afterlife. Number 2. The Crying Child. The chilling sound of a child crying in the distance has been reported on numerous trains over the years. Passengers hear the faint, heart-wrenching sobs, but when they search for the source, they find nothing. Could this be the spirit of a lost soul, doomed to forever wander the tracks? One of the most famous stories involves a little girl named Sarah, who fell ill and died while traveling with her parents in the late 1800s. Since then, travelers on that same route have reported hearing her soft cries echoing through the train cars. Some have even seen a ghostly figure of a child standing by the window, gazing out into the darkness. Could Sarah be searching for her family, unable to accept that she's no longer among the living? Next time you hear a faint cry on a train, think twice before dismissing it. It might be Sarah, still hoping to find her way home. Number 3. The Lady in White. In the mid-1800s, a young woman named Mary boarded a train with her fiancé, excited to start their new life together. But fate had other plans. The train derailed in a tragic accident, killing Mary instantly. Since that fateful day, passengers have reported seeing a lady in white roaming the train cars, her face full of sorrow, as if searching for something or someone. One traveler claimed to have felt a sudden chill, followed by the appearance of a woman in a long, flowing white dress with long, curly hair. She stared at him with eyes full of sadness, and as quickly as she appeared, she vanished. Train crews have also seen her, always in the same spot, always looking for something she'll never find. Could it be that Mary is still searching for her lost love? Or is she simply reliving her final moments, trapped in an endless loop of heartbreak? Next time you see a lady in white, ask yourself, is she real, or just a shadow of the past? What would you do if you were face to face with someone who wasn't really there? These ghostly figures may be nothing more than echoes, but they leave a mark on anyone who crosses their path. Could you handle the truth if you were the one who saw them? Number 4. The Phantom Conductor. In the early 1900s, a conductor named George worked on a train that ran through the mountains. One foggy night, the train derailed, and George was killed on the spot. Ever since, passengers have reported seeing the ghost of a conductor moving through the train, checking tickets, his face pale and expressionless. One man shared his story of feeling a tap on his shoulder. When he turned, there stood a conductor who asked for his ticket. As soon as he handed it over, the conductor vanished into thin air. Other passengers have heard footsteps in empty train cars, and some claim to have seen George staring at them from the end of the aisle. Could George be trapped between worlds, forever trying to complete his final journey? Or is his spirit trying to warn us of the dangers that lurk in the mist? Number 5. The vanishing train. In the 1920s, a train traveling through a remote area suddenly vanished without a trace. Despite an extensive search, no sign of the train or its passengers was ever found. Since then, countless witnesses have reported seeing a ghostly train moving silently through the night, its lights glowing dimly, and its windows filled with the faces of its long-lost passengers. One night, a man was walking along the tracks when he saw a train coming towards him. As it drew nearer, he realized it was completely silent and translucent. He could see passengers staring out, their expressions frozen in fear. As the train passed, the man felt an icy wind sweep over him, leaving him with a sense of dread that he couldn't shake for days. Was this the same train that vanished all those years ago, doomed to forever wander the tracks? Or was it something else entirely? How many stories are left untold, buried beneath years of history and disbelief? These ghost trains are more than just legends. They're a testament to the fact that sometimes, even death can't stop a journey. Number 6. The Ghost Train of New Hope. One lesser-known but equally terrifying story comes from New Hope, Pennsylvania. Locals tell the tale of a ghost train that appears on foggy nights, moving slowly along the tracks with no one on board. Witnesses describe hearing the eerie sound of a steam engine, but when they turn to look, there's nothing there, only the faint outline of a train disappearing into the mist. A local historian claims that the train originally derailed in the late 1800s, killing everyone on board. Since then, it has been seen on the anniversary of the accident, always traveling the same route, as if trying to reach a destination it will never find. Would you be brave enough to wait by the tracks and watch as this spectral locomotive rolls by? Or would you flee, knowing that you've come face to face with a mystery that defies explanation? Number 7. The Black Train of Clayton Tunnel. In the 1860s, a tragic collision occurred in the Clayton Tunnel near Brighton, England. Two trains collided head-on, resulting in the deaths of numerous passengers. Since then, reports of a black train have emerged, a ghostly locomotive that speeds through the tunnel late at night, with a whistle that sends chills down your spine. Many witnesses describe hearing the sound of screeching brakes, followed by the ghostly train emerging from the darkness, covered in soot and smoke, before vanishing into thin air. Some have even reported seeing the faces of the doomed passengers staring out from the windows, eyes wide with terror. What would you do if you saw a train heading toward you, only to vanish at the last second? Could this be a warning, a reminder of the lives lost so long ago? Whether you believe in ghosts or not, these 7 ghost train stories remind us that some journeys never end. They continue to travel through time and space, leaving their mark on those brave enough to encounter them. Next time you find yourself near a set of tracks, listen closely. That faint whistle in the distance? It might be more than just a passing train. Like, subscribe, and share if you want to hear more tales from the shadows. And remember, the next time you board a train, check your ticket carefully, because you never know if you're traveling with passengers from the other side.